Hi everybody and welcome to this, I don't know, is it craft with me tutorial? I don't know. I intend to show you today how I make the little envelope journals that I make. I made one, was it last week, I think? Earlier this week, I don't know, with the Artie Mazer's Foxglove Bliss kit. And when I put it on YouTube, quite a few of you said, oh, I'd really like to know how to make this. I did show you around Christmas time, I think it was, but it was on a live. And so I know that things get lost when they're on live. So I'm going to try and make this as concise as I possibly can. Right, what you need are 2 envelopes like this. We call them DL size in this country. I'll tell you what size they are, but I'm going to cut mine down, so it doesn't really matter. Mine in particular measure 8.5 by 4.25. We also need 2 other envelopes, although if you haven't got envelopes, you could use card just as easily. But just for sake of argument, these ones are 3.5 by 7, there or thereabouts. And then this larger one is nearly 9 by 6 and nearly a half, 6.5, say, something like that. But they don't have to be exactly that. And I will be cutting mine down, so really it's just a approximation. I've inked what I think I can get away with inking. There will be more inking, I'm sorry to say, but it's kind of the way things work. So let's get cracking, shall we? So taking your 2 DL or larger envelopes, place them so that the flappy part is facing each other, and we're going to glue one inside the other, which we've done on many projects. So on the outside of the flap, put your glue. We're going to slide it, hopefully, into this one. So sometimes this goes really well, sometimes it goes all to heck. There we go. Now just to check you've got it right, just line it up there so it's straight, because sometimes there's slight differences in them. There we go, that's fine. And then we're going to stick this flap down onto there. Seamless little pause there, sorry, just Mr. F needed me for something. So I've stuck that down. So now we've got 2 envelopes instead of 1. Right, okay. Let's get over how clever we are and put some paper on this. I'm thinking that I quite want to put this on it. It's just so beautiful. It really is so beautiful. So, which side do I... maybe not that bit. Maybe from there to there. Yeah, let's do that. Now then, you can see when I put this in line at the bottom that at the top I've got rather too much space there, and I don't want that. So I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to make this is ordinary A4 paper, so it's 8.25 tall. So I'm just going to make my mark at 8.25 and cut it off. Simple as that. So there we are. I want to cut it there, and I want to cut it there. Let's see if that's going to fit in the Timmy trimmer. I think it might. Yay! There we are, so just line that up. I can't really see that top mark actually because it's right against the I think I'm all right. There we go. Right, not too much of it at all, but enough to be too tall. Let's just try that again and see if we're right. Yeah, that's perfect. Now, I don't want this to be loose. It's not going to be a pocket at the top or anything. So I'm just going to glue that down out of the way. This is where I say you could use a piece of card. You know, you actually could. You really could. Because this is all, I'm not using this as pockets or anything else. It's just the sort of basic base of the thing. So there we go. That's just sealed those up and out the way. So let's get our first paper on. So let's measure it. I want the butterfly, so I'm going to start about there. And there's a butterfly down the other corner, but I'm going to miss him out completely, which is fine. I'd rather miss him out completely than have half his bod on, because that wouldn't be good, would it? Wouldn't look nice. So I'm going to cut that there. And I'm making my papers go right to the edge. Most often I leave a border around my papers, but on this occasion, because the papers are, the envelopes are different colours, I've got some cream, some white, I'm just going to take the papers right to the edge. It's up to you if you want to leave a margin. I always think that looks nice. Hunt the pencil mark, isn't it? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to keep this bit because you never know. This bit I fear is not worth keeping. So let's just ink along this top again. I had inked everything that I could, but certain things like this that you cut, you can't legislate for it, you just can't. So bear with me while I just ink along there. You shouldn't see it, but invariably you do see little bits of it, so we'll just give it a little quick ink. I'm using tea dye for this because it's a lovely light kit and I don't want to grunge it up. So this is the inside here, and I'm going to fit this on there. Is that too long? Are you too long? Yeah, I've just missed that mark there actually. So it just needs a tiny bit off it. There we go. So let's just quickly ink around this. There's a lot of inking. Doesn't have to be, you don't have to be too drastic. I'm not being too drastic, should I say. You can be as drastic as you like. You can use walnut stain, you can use black soot if you want to, and if you're not using this exact kit, well, maybe black soot is the option for you. This kit is a Janie B Journals kit on Etsy. Janie B Journals, and she has kindly, she is so kind, she's given us a 40% voucher code for the one that I did last week, which was the mountainside, and now for this one. So I'll just show you. I made this last week for the mountainside one. It's Janie B Journals on Etsy, and the code is Fiona30 Janie B, and it's 40% off the mountainside kit that I used last week and this kit, which is called Sometimes I Dream of Flowers. So it's valid up until the 30th of July this year, and it's for the mountainside kit or this one, Sometimes I Dream of Flowers. And I'm so generous of her because they're already so reasonably priced. So that's nice, isn't it? So let's get this stuck down. You feel like you're getting somewhere when you start to stick papers down, I always feel. I think I'll chop this video into kind of bite-sized chunks, otherwise you're going to be really, really fed up with me droning on about it. So it might be 2 or 3 videos. We'll see how we do. Might do all right. But there's, you know, just bits to do that take time, I'm afraid. Right, I think we're there with the glue. So let's just get that where we want it, which is exactly there and exactly there. My goodness me, what a fit. What a fit. Right, I'm just going to caress this for a while because I find it sticks nicely with the sort of heat of your hand. I don't know, it's the pressure, the downward pressure that you exert. And also I think, I don't know, it just seems to always glue better when I've rubbed it all over the place. It's like some new pervy thing to do, isn't it? Oh dear, right, okay. Next thing to do is to get our 2 smaller envelopes. Now, as I was saying, you could easily use card for this. Just a piece of card and leave a bit that for a hinge to glue onto there. That's all you need. You don't need envelopes. We're not using them as envelopes, so you know. I've glued. I haven't glued anything yet. I've inked all around it, and particularly in that bit there, which will be the crease that you will invariably see because it's down there. So I want to open the envelope and glue the flap down. Like that. Then you want to offer it up, fold it over so you're sure that it's going to fold properly and that you're right on the bottom, like that. Yep, that looks good. If you're not happy with it, peel it off and start again. I think that's all right. Just want it a little bit further there. Yeah, I think that's fine. Lovely. So that flaps over nicely. That's, you know, not impeded by anything, and that's your aim. You don't want it to be standing upright or something, because even after a good bone foldering, they still stand up if you haven't put them on right. That sounds like some sort of new, instead of getting caned at school, you're going to get a very good bone foldering. I'm sure it's illegal. Right, let's do the same with this side. Oh dear, I've amused myself with that silliness. There we go, that's that. Let's just check that it wants to open and close nicely. Look at that, that's lovely. Right, so we've got those on each side, mauve. Let's make sure they're pressed down nicely. Now, the next thing we can do is put the paper on the back of here. Now, this will be visible from the front. I don't want to fold that quite yet, but that folds inside, but this will be visible on the front. So we want something that looks really nice. I mean, they all do in the kit. So it's your problem is finding something that, you know, you can bear to cut, really. Let's just have a look through the papers of the kit, just so you can see just how gorgeous they are. I mean, that one, oh, that might be my, I don't know, they're all my favourites. That's beautiful. If you're doing a journal, that's a beautiful page in a journal. These pinky ones. This bright pink one. This one, gorgeous. I love green and pink. I just love them together. Look at that for another journal page. It's fabulous, isn't it? You know, you can imagine sewing that into a signature. Wow, it's just gorgeous. And this one, more like a sort of flower toss, really nice. This one, that's an offcut. Isn't that pretty? Yes, it is. I think we've already seen that one. And this one, look at that. Gorgeous. And that one was the one we cut up. And then I've got a spare couple of these. And this is one of the ones that I've just shown you that I thought would make a good page. I've actually resized it because I want it to fit on here. Actually, I didn't make a bad job of it, really. That was guesswork. Whoops, hello. So I'm just going to lay that to one side because that's for that. So what are we going to put on the outside? That's the question. I might go for one of the pink ones. Oh, I don't know. That's calling to me, though. I love that one. Shall I just use that one and be done? Yeah, let's just use that one. Let's just use it. Right, let's see where we need to cut it. Let's fold these in so we get a more accurate line. I'm going to mark it on the top, I think, where I want to cut it. I want it there, exactly there. Now I've got a bit of a problem here because my printer's left a white. I don't know whether the paper wasn't put in straight or what, I don't know, but I've got a white line at the top anyway. So I need to cut that off. Keep hold of all your remnants. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I can't bear to throw them out. And this I need to just cut down. I need to cut that white line off. With as minimal. Let's see, yeah, that's fine. So that's going to go on there. I am just going to have a slight margin around that, but there's nothing I can do, really. So let's not worry about it. Get it inked and get it on. I'll see if I can get all the background papers in today and the spine, etc. Get everything covered, and then we can come back on another occasion, can't we, and decorate it, because that's another whole thing and it all takes time, and I know you've all got other things to be doing. I've always got other things to be doing, but somehow I always end up crafting. Housework? That is never ever top of my list of things to do. I mean, it does get done. You know, I don't live in a slum, but it's never my number one choice, put it that way. Yeah, I think that's going to look lovely there. Yeah. So I just want to, I'm going to just glue half of it, or approximately half of it, just now, just so we can get it quite accurate. Yeah, I apologise to those of you that have already watched me make one of these. I did loads of them at Christmas, actually. You all loved them, and I don't blame you. They're really nice little journals. And I kept saying, this is my last Christmas one, and then, oh no, this is my last Christmas one. So I'm just going to move that up so I've got a margin top and bottom there. And that's going to be fine. To there, lovely. Right, so let's just caress that a little. Great. And now I'm going to have to fold this over, and it's always a bit of a dicey time, this, when you fold this over, because I should have done it before I put that paper down, but I didn't, so I didn't. There we go. Let's just check that that's okay. Sometimes it goes bubbly, doesn't it, in the inside if your glue isn't dry, but that's absolutely super smooth. Where is my Timmy ruler? I'll just fold it up against that, and then we know we've got a nice line, nice crease. Yes, lovely. That's lovely. So now let's stick the other half on. Then we can put the spine, well, I call it a spine cover. It's not a cover, it's just, I'm going to put some fabric in at the crease there, because that's where I'm going to attach the journal to and all the envelopes on the outside, etc. So it is going to take a bit of a strain, and I just want to support the envelope and the paper if I can. So right, let's just fold this over onto there. Let's just check we're all right. There we go, that's fine. So, lovely, got a nice crease in there. Great. Right, so now I just want to, I've already cut some hessian off that is, I think that's the right size. I'm quite happy with that there. It's very thin and really doesn't lend much support to anything. I could double it over. That's why I left it this length, because I wondered if it would look, well, do its job better if it was doubled. And I think it probably would, but then how much bulk of it am I adding? Not too much. Let's just put one piece down and see where we go. See where we go from there. I'm going to have to draw that line in because I can't see it. The pattern is quite heavy and I can't make out where the crease is. So I'm just going to draw that line in there. Well, I would if I didn't snap my pencil off. There we go. Just about see that, blimey. Right, so I'm going to take this. This end is a selve edge, so that might be the best end to start up at the top. So I'm going to put my collar down in a fairly wide swathe, probably not as wide as the fabric. I'll have to come back in later and add some additional glue there, but just a bit down the bottom. And then because I don't want this coming through and this is so thin, I'm just going to take my finger and spread that out, lifting up some of it as I go, because it's surprising how little you actually need. And that's beginning to go tacky now, so let's get this on. That's the centre line there, that's that there. Where's my centre line here? It's about there. There we go, that's that on. And that will stick, it definitely will, there's plenty glue. I think that's going to be enough. I do, because we're putting a spine up this on the very outside as well, so I think we'll be fine. So I'm just going to cut that off. There we go. That was brave, wasn't it? There we go. Right, so down the sides. Oh, not so bad. A little bit down there I think we need. It's a bit floppy down there. So I'm just going to put my glue nib under there, run some glue up there, and then do the same thing with my finger. Just get rid of all the excess. Make sure that it's glued on properly at the top and bottom, which this one isn't. So a little bit of glue there. Stick that down nicely. There's one guaranteed way to get your fingers glued up. That just needs a little bit down there. Oh my goodness, that was not a little bit. That was a gigantic bit. There we go. Right, I'm quite happy with that. I think that's sufficient. There. It's the glue's coming through there. I don't know if you can see that dark mark, but it does kind of lighten as it dries. So I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be fine. Now then, we want to cover these pieces. Got the back and the front covered. We just want to cover these pieces. So I want something fairly tranquil. And my choices, I think, are one of these two. I might go for this one actually. That is nice and tranquil, isn't it? You know what I mean? Just calm. I know paper isn't tranquil. So I want to cut it off there and there. Let's make another mark along here. Oh, I'm off the bottom, you can't see what I'm doing. And there. Right, so I'm just going to get this one out and cut the top. Cut the top clean off. This is a nice trimmer because it's got a light underneath it, so it lets you see exactly where you are. Just cut these off just where the mark is. There we go. Nice remnant left. Do you want to fit there? Do you like to fit there? Well, I think it's just a touch too tall. Yeah, it's nothing. It's absolutely, well, it obviously is something, otherwise I wouldn't be mentioning it, but it's like half a nothing. Just big enough for my trimmer to cut, because it sometimes can be a bit funny, this Timmy trimmer, if you haven't got enough for it to bite into. It just chews it up. So there we go. Let's get those stuck on. Well, let's get them inked and stuck on. Isn't this kit gorgeous though, guys? It's like a kit I've been looking for forever and just couldn't find. You know, it's like spring flowers, but it's like summer flowers as well. It's just flowers upon flowers. Just perfect for me. Right, that'll go there. There are things going on top of these, you know, belly bands and stack pockets and, you know, all sorts of things. So the back, you won't see that much of the background, to be honest. But we want to make sure it's nice. And there we go, let's get these stuck down. Well, our Jubilee, Queen's Platinum Jubilee, 70 years on the throne, is over now. We had a lovely long weekend here in this country. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Everyone was on holiday. The Queen, alas, I fear is getting so frail. I mean, she is, you know, good age now. But it seems that since Prince Philip died, she's just, I don't know, she seems a little bit lost. I guess you would be after all that time. And she caught COVID as well earlier this year, and she just seems quite frail. I know at some stage that we won't have her anymore, but it's going to be very strange. I've never known anybody else, obviously I'm not that old, on the throne, even our national anthem, God Save Our Gracious Queen. We're going to have a king. It's going to be very strange. But, get used to stuff, don't you? Not that I'm hastening her away by any stretch. I think she's a marvellous person. So let's get that on this side. There we go. Right, so that's everything inside the journal, the folio covered. Got our spine cover on. Yeah, that's looking good. So now what do we need to do on here? Well, we need to put something on there. So I think I might go for that pink on there this time. It's a nice joyful colour. So let's mark that. Let's just mark the height first, and then I can cut that off. I don't know why my printer suddenly decided to leave a white line at the top of everything. It's a bit of a curse, really. So that should be the right height. And yeah, it is. I'll live with that. Cut that there. Put that line up to the edge there, and cut that there. So I can cut that on Timmy. Is that the line? I think that must be the line. I apologise that you can't see a great deal of this. I seem to be off the bottom of the screen. There we go. Let's have a look. I think that's just too big, always up. Yeah, I do. I'm going to rectify that. Oh, Mr. F's moving the camera. Thanks, Mr. F.
You're welcome.
Let's see if that's better. Yeah, that's better. And I just want a whisker off the width as well. Just a whisker. Nothing more. That'll be fine. Let's do the same to this one. Just left that enough to chomp. There we go. Right, let's see this time. Are we right? Look like we're right. Yes, that looks fine. Right, inky inky. Oops. I think I've already said I'm just using tea dye for this. You shouldn't really ink over your project because bits of your dauber will come off, and then you go to swipe them off with your hand, and before you know it, you've got an inky smear across your best work. I'm doing this over the bit that I'm going to cover, so we should be alright. Right, that's going there. This one. Mr. F's lighting the fire. It's ridiculous. What is it? The 9th of June. 9th of blinking June. And we're having to light the fire. It's ridiculous. Well, I've got to go and see the nurse next week. It's 12 weeks since I was there. So she wants to weigh me and make sure that my diet is progressing well. Well, I can tell you it is progressing quite well. It's nothing monumental, but I've certainly lost the best part of a stone. You know, so she better not shout at me. When I saw the liver specialist, he said that I needed to, in an ideal world, he said, but he wasn't expecting me to do it. That's what he said. So, great. But in an ideal world, he'd like me to lose 10% of what I weighed at the time, which was some enormous figure. And so in order to fulfill that, I need to lose, I think it was 24 pounds. And I've certainly lost half of that. So that's a good start, isn't it? I would say. We're not doing, well, I say we're not doing anything radical. We're not eating rubbish. That's the bottom line. I love rubbish. I just love it. I love any flavour of rubbish. I just like it. Particularly coffee, particularly toffee, caramel, anything like that. I absolutely love it all. And so I'd been giving myself completely free rein to eat whatever I fancied. And of course the day of reckoning comes, doesn't it? It just does. Well, you've got to be accountable for all the all the bad things that you've let pass by your lips and now residing not just on your hips. Residing, oh, do you know what? I've stuck that on the wrong way up. Oh no, come off. Please come off. Ooh. It doesn't want to, but it's coming. I've got this one now that's wet, so I'm going to have to stick it down. There we are. Let's attend to this and see if I can get this to stick down, which is the right way up, that way. I might need some more glue on here actually, because I'm going to put some more glue on. It's still a little bit tacky, but it wouldn't harm to put some more on. Good job I noticed that then, wouldn't it? Otherwise it would be off to somebody with upside down flowers.
Send it to Australia.
Send it to Australia, yeah. When we were kids, when we didn't understand geography particularly well, just knew that Australia was on the bottom, the other side of the world, should I say, not the bottom, but the other side. And, that if you dug even far enough, you would come to Australia. You'd arrive there. We had no notion of the core of the earth or anything like that. Just keep digging and you'll get there. And we thought that they almost walk on their heads because they were upside down. That was stupid. Oh, I don't know what that's got to do with anything at all, but never mind. Right, so that's that. They flip in like that. That folds like that. So I'm proposing we give that a good bone foldering. Where's my Teflon one? I like the Teflon one for this because it doesn't leave marks on your paper. It's a fabulous tool, is a Teflon bone folder. There we go. Right, they flop beautifully. Nothing impeding my flaps, I can tell you. Right, so the next thing we want is our large envelope, and that is going to go around there, like that. Oh, forgot about that when I scaled my drawing, my thing. I was telling you how clever I was and all. And I forgot about that. This is going to be a pocket on the front, and I want a tab on it there. So I'm going to have to leave enough for a tab. So about there, I would say. So I'm just going to nip that there and then fold it properly. Like that. Actually, let's just stick this down because it's just going to annoy me if I don't. Don't feel inclined to lick envelopes these days, do you? Well, I never really felt inclined to lick envelopes. Wasn't one of my bad habits, envelope licker. Right, so that's going to go there. Yeah, I think we've got enough left there for a little tab coming out of that journal pocket. So this one we want to cut off about the same distance, I guess, about there. So it's just going to write front on here so I know. Right, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to slice a tiny little bit off down there so as we've got an opening. We've got a pocket. So just a sliver. I like that. And then I'm going to cut this one where we made the mark. There, right. Now then, we need to apply some paper to that. So let's fold that over and give it a good bone folding first before we move on. And that way then it kind of stops this pocket from bulging, because it can sometimes bulge open and it doesn't look pretty. We've just got the ends of this to ink where we've just cut off. And this one as well. The back is not going to have a pocket in it, so I can glue that up. It's just the front that's going to have the pocket in it. So I can put some glue down the back, which is this side. Just hold that closed. There we go. And then here, I want to make a bit of a thumb notch, really. So, where do I want it? About there. It's quite high up, I would say. So I don't want it to get caught in the wraparound ribbony thing. So I'm going to say that I want the centre about there. So, taking my hole punch, well, circle punch, isn't it? Oh, I can't get any further over than there. That's as high as I can get. Might have to find my inch one. Here we go. I prefer the longer one, but you know, if you can't get the longer one in, then you can't, can you? So let's just cut that there. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Ink around there. And then ink behind it. There. Like that. Lovely. Right. Okay. So what are we going to cover this in? That's the question. The answer to which I don't have. We want something that's going to look nice against there. So, how about this one? That would look gorgeous, wouldn't it? Oh no, I cut one, didn't I, to fit? Is that still going to work? That's a good question. Let's just see if I hold it up to the light. What I've got. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. I think we'll just about get away with that. So I'm just going to kind of centre it over that. Just use ordinary paper, you don't have to go resizing paper and stuff. I just did it because I thought I was being smart, and then of course I forgot that I wanted to cut some off, which made me not very smart. So let's trim that there. I think that's right. I can never quite work out where it's going to cut this thing. About there, I think. Let's have a look. Doesn't matter if it's not quite wide enough, because we're going to... Oh, it does actually for this one. What are you talking about? I'm just talking about rubbish. Okay. It's just marginally too wide. So I'm going to take it off this edge. That is not enough. There, right. So let's see what height we need. So if that comes down to the bottom, oh, that's going to be fine. It's going to be perfect. Cut that there. So cut this white margin off at the bottom. And cut that off there. Lovely. That should work. That's the theory. Let's just have a look and see. Yeah, that's just lovely. That is just lovely. Let's ink that and stick that on. There is a lot of inking and a lot of sticking with this. You know, it seems like it's just easy peasy. It is easy. I'm not saying it's difficult, but there is a lot of work goes into it, to be honest. There we go. Let's stick that one down. And we'll come back and we'll do the whole cutout, which I should have left until I had... Don't tell me my colours. Oh, no. It's just in a mood. It was in a mood. But we're nearly there with all the cutting and the sticking and the measuring and whatever. I do find it easier measuring like this. I can't remember what you call it. Is it cut to fit? Yeah, cut to fit, I think. Than actually measuring things and cutting them. Because they just, I don't know, they just never seem to work out right. Okay, that's that. Make sure that you haven't stuck it to the back part where your hole is there. Just in case. Lovely. I don't want to cut that. Yeah, it's trying to stick. I'm going to have to try and cut it. Let's see if I can. Did I put them away? No, don't be stupid, put things away. Yeah, let's see if I can get in there and cut that off. Oh, it doesn't want to do it because it's wet. Oh no. No, it's closed. I can't get it open. That's it. When all else fails, a good thwack on the table brings it to its senses. Yeah, because it's damp. It's cut it, but it was reluctant to cut it. So let's ink around there now. I should have waited till I had stuck this on before I did it. Right, that's all right. We're okay. Everything's okay. Everybody's okay. So let's put some... Oh, we've got this, haven't we? This is so pretty. It's so delicate and pretty and gorgeous. I like it. So I want to be about there, right on the edge of there, and I want to cut that there. Yeah, let's do that first. So I want to cut this on the, oh, blimey. Where is the edge of this? Is that it? Yeah. Okay. That wants to come down just a little bit. I hope that wasn't too much, because I can't add it back on. Let's have a look and see. Phew, no. In fact, it's about perfect. That. What's going on? Things are going right. So after this, we've just got the wraparound envelope that forms the sort of front, the one where the tie goes into. And then that's definitely enough for today. I'll give you time to catch up with me, and then we'll proceed tomorrow with decorating it. So I'll stick this on, and then, as I say, it's just the front. Oh well, I've got to cover the inside of that and do the front. Easier if that was open, I'll be able to see where I'm going a bit better. There we go, that's lovely. Oh, isn't that pretty? It really is pretty. Right, so now we need some paper for the inside of this. I haven't got enough of that one left. What shall I use? What shall I use? I've got a whole sheet of that. Where's the rest of it? That's going there. I could get away with that. I definitely could. That I've already used. I've already used that one. Oh, there's this. There's this one. Yeah, let's use that. Let's use that. It's really nice. So let's just measure that all the way across. And for height as well. There we go. So where's my mark? Oh, there's my mark. Really? That's quite high up, isn't it? Oh, well, if that's where the mark is, that's where the mark is. There we go. Yeah, I think that's perfect for in there. Let's just check we're okay. We're okay. Yeah, I think so. Sink around there. I hope you have a go at this, because you know, there's a lot of cutting and inking, but that's what we do. That's what we like to do. Oh, my new Timmy fabric arrived today. I'm going to make another quilt. It'll be different to Keong's, but made with all Timmy fabrics. So I ordered some, well, just before the bank holiday actually, and I've been impatiently waiting for it to come. It seems like it's been forever, but of course it hasn't. Right, let's stick that on there. Wondering if that's just a bit tall. Well, we'll see when we get it stuck down. If it's too tall, we'll trim it off. So that's my next job, is to, I say like as if it's a chore. Handling Timmy fabric is never a chore. It's fabulous stuff. I intend to carry on doing some paper crafting as well. I don't know how many hours I think are in the day. Quite a lot, I'm guessing. But no, I want to carry on paper crafting because I just refound my mojo with paper crafting again recently. I don't want to lose it. Let's caress the paper. Right, let's see if it's too tall. No, it's fine. So now we want to fold this in half. I might just leave that a minute, actually, just let it properly tuck up while we deal with the outside. There should be another envelope somewhere. Yes, here it is. Now this one is the outside, the very outside. And so it's the one that we want our eyelet in to keep it closed. So I think this time I'll do it back a little bit. I'll do it to there. Fold that there. Let's just crease that properly, straight. There we go. So I want, that's upside down, it doesn't matter. I want this about, similar at the back. So about there. An arbitrary measurement. There we go. Let's just erase that pencil line. Go around and ink it. Just the bits that we haven't got. I did ink the rest of it. Save a little bit of time. That one's okay. I'll just put a little bit of ink down here, but you won't see it because it's going to have a cover on it. And we need to stick down the flap. Now then, no, it's not going to be a pocket at all, so we can stick the whole flap down. And down there. Is any glue coming out? Right, so that's that. So it's all glued up nicely. Now for the outside, I really want to use this. I'm glad I didn't use it before because I think it's going to make a fabulous outside. So you can either do the whole thing or you can do it in two halves. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do the whole thing. So that's where I need to cut that. And that's where I need to cut that. This is just beautiful, isn't it? I love that lilac-y colour. Love it. Okay, where's my mark? Is that my mark? I think it might be. And that must be my mark, I think. It's really difficult spotting this. I think I need to get some lead for my pencil that's darker. These ones are too light to see. That might be just a little bit too wide. But we'll see when we get it on. But let's ink it and get it on there. So as I say, this is my second project with this. I did make a little folio, the same style as the Highland one. There's a little flip through of it, I think, just made a flip through. And if you missed it and you want one, just contact me and we can discuss it and see what's what, see if you want to proceed or not. Right, let's get this on here. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. We really have. I was gonna stop after half an hour. That was kind of my plan in my head. Just do half an hour and stop. But to be honest, we might as well carry on and get everything covered. And then all we've got to deal with the next time is the decoration. You know, the pockets and the everything else that's going on there. Make sure we've got this the right way up this time. Right. So right to the end. And right to that end. Lovely. Perfect. Put the lid on my glue. I've got to wipe my hands, they're just so gluey. Okay. Yeah, that is pretty near perfect. So let's just fold this in again. Get my Timmy ruler out again. Fold that over. There we go. Let's just crease that in. That's going to make a gorgeous outer cover for our little journal. Right, so what we're going to pop inside it then? We could go with one of the brighter pinks. That might be quite nice. Got this one. Yeah, in fact, why not? Why ever not? So let's just cut it for width. So that's it there. Cut it for height. There. Trim it down. Oh, I'm going to make some other lovely project with these remnants. Not sure what yet, but something. Excuse me. Right. That's pretty, isn't it? I haven't used this paper yet, to be honest. But I think this is the perfect place for it. So yeah, we have to also make the journal for the centre as well. Not that that takes much making. It's quick and easy. That's what we like. Right, let's just glue that and get that stuck in place. The paper that I'm using is 120 single-sided matte photo paper. And my printer, it's really old, but it does have a setting on it for matte photo paper. So I print everything out in that. It's not the cheapest of papers, as you'd expect, but it gives such good results. And actually the way I print it uses a lot of ink as well. So, it's definitely not the cheapest way to go. And you might feel that you don't need this sort of finish. I just love the way it looks. I just love it. It's so clear. Just caress that for a minute. There we go. Okay. So that needs to be bent, but let's just give it a second to dry. So this one also needs to be bent along that line there. And we'll give that a bit of a bone foldering. Like that. There we go. So that is going to go over there like that. Oh, it's so pretty. And this, let's give it a try. I'm going to cry if it rumples up, but never mind. It hasn't at all. Fabulous. So make sure that's square, and we'll give that a bone foldering. Lovely. So that's going to go there. The only other thing that we need to do at this moment is to put the spine down. So I've got this piece that was left, and I'm going to put that on now. I think the Hessian goes really well with this kit, which is why I'm persisting with it. I used it in the last folio and I want to use it again. I just really like the way it looks. So put your glue on. Get your finger, as horrible as it is, but you need to wipe it off, and you need to sort of smooth it out as well. There we go. Let's get that just to the top there. You can have it sticking over just a little bit if you want, and fray it out. There we go. So I'm just going to cut that just slightly, ever so slightly longer than the envelope, so I can just fray those last couple of pieces out. Like that, and then same at the top, just fray out a couple of pieces. There we are. So now I just need to check I've got glue where I need glue. Yeah, I like that look. I really like it. Let's see what it's like down this side. Oh, it's pretty. Needs some glue. Put it that way. So don't forget to spread that out with your finger again. Otherwise you'll get marks. Well, particularly this Hessian stuff, because it is so thin. But if you're using plain coloured cotton, same thing applies. The glue comes through and it looks unsightly. So I'm just shoving my nozzle up there. And then before that gets a chance, oh, it wasn't fast enough. There we go. So yeah, I wasn't fast enough. I've got a bit of glue on there. But that's the way of the world. It does lighten when it dries. Preferable not to get it there at all, but that's the way of the world. Right, so that's that. Leave that to dry, obviously. So there we have it. There's the bones of our flippy floppy envelope journal. So that's going to be the front. It's going to have a eyelet there. Then there'll be some ephemera in here. There'll be a card in there, some more ephemera. And then it opens up like this, like that, like that. Yeah, you see that mark we had down the bottom? It's all but disappeared now. And then when you come to the back, you've got that and you've got that. There we go. So thank you so much for joining me. It has been a bit, quite a lot to do really. Let's put that on there. But let me remind you once again about the kit. The kit is from Janie B Journals on Etsy. If you want to take a screenshot, now's a good time. The code is Fiona30 Janie B. And you'll get 40% off this kit, which is called Sometimes I Dream of Flowers, and the last kit that I was using, which is the Mountainside kit. You get 40% off until the 30th of July. And let me tell you, they are very reasonably priced to begin with. So 40% off makes it a total no-brainer, I would say. This is a beautiful kit, and the Mountainside kit, if I've got any of it around, little bits I think. Yeah, it was a sort of purple tartan kit, beautiful kit as well. You can get 40% off that one as well. So I mean, if you were to go there and buy the Mountainside and this Sometimes I Dream of Flowers, you would not be broke, I'm pretty sure, because just why not? Okay, so thanks so much for joining me. We've crammed a lot into that time, and next time you see me, we'll be building pockets, putting the journal in, and doing all the ephemera, all the stuff that came in the kit. So thanks a lot, guys. I've enjoyed your company. I know that at points you will be shouting at me and I can't hear you, but it's nice to know you're there. So thanks a lot. Bye.